Hello Scorpio and welcome to my channel GreenLion Goddess. This is your reading for June the 1st through to the 15th. So the first half of June, we're now in Gemini season. This is a general reading. So some of it may resonate, some of it won't. Just take what kind of feels right for you and then, leave the rest. Hopefully there's some good stuff in here. I do confess, Scorpio, that I started this reading for you yesterday. And what happened was the kids happened. The kids came and interrupted me and then that was it. No more reading until today. But I left the spread. So that's why it's already pre-shuffled. I left the spread because it felt really right. And it's actually, the good news is you don't have to sit through the shuffling. The other good news is it looks like a pretty good spread. So let's get started, shall we? So Scorpio, beautiful Scorpios. And I just want to say that the message from Spirit was the unicorn card. Beautiful, beautiful energy coming through for you guys and some really powerful major arcanas as well. So here we have, this is the situation, the Queen of Swords crossed by the Emperor. So this is interesting. It's with the Queen of Swords, it's very much having a very clear mind, a very clear idea about what it is that you want to do. But there's this very, very strong energy blocking you from doing it. There's some kind of block or another side of ambivalence here. But I do feel like with this Emperor energy crossing you, it's like you have a very clear idea about what you want to do. Someone might be trying to stop you. Or there's just this energy because the Emperor is such a strong energy and it's overpowering. It's very dominant, powerful energy. It could be part of you, like it could be an internal conflict. It could be someone else that's kind of standing in your way and it's stopping you from doing what it is that you want to do. But the good news is that you're the Queen of Swords, so I think you can actually stand up to this Emperor. It might feel like this other energy is stronger than you because the Emperor is, in essence, stronger than that Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is smart, okay? So you need to use your smarts here, Scorpio, that brilliant mind of yours, and very clear about what it is that you want and how you want to get there and all this sort of stuff. There's I want to say the words, no bullshit with this at the moment. But yeah, it's frustrating and this could produce a situation where you could feel quite angry. There could be anger around this situation. Now we have, it's interesting because, and again, there's a lot of queens. You've got, how many queens? 3, 4, you've got every single queen. You've got 4 queens. You've got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Cups, plus the Empress. Okay, and plus in the Strength card, which is the overall card, you have the Virgo maiden coming in. So very strong feminine energy being crossed by this masculine energy. So wanting to nurture something in your life being crossed by this energy of, the masculine energy it's like the masculine and the feminine is not quite working together, those energies in your life, whether it's internally or it's conflict between those two, those sort of energies. So with a very strong male, it could be as well. The Aries is often, the Emperor is often an Aries card as well. So could be conflict with an Aries for some of you. So this is like crowning you on top of the reading, the Knight of Swords. This is kind of what you might be thinking. This is the energy that you might be feeling on the surface immediately, which is charging forward. The Queen has set her knight into action here. That Queen of Swords is like, okay, you want to stop me? I'm determined to win. I'm determined to make this happen. So there's this real determined energy. I'm sending in my cavalry. Okay, move out of the way, Emperor. I'm sending in my cavalry. And so don't get in the way of a Scorpio, because once you've got this strategic plan, this battle plan that's coming out here, it's like you're enacting this, putting this into action here. You're like, okay, you pissed me off. This is what I'm going to do, and this is what I'm doing. And it's happening quite fast. The Knight of Swords is a very fast-moving, determined, nothing's going to stop me energy coming through. At the base of the issue, This is the energy deep down that might be occurring that you may or may not be aware of, but I feel like you are, because there's this trio, you've got the Queen of Swords, which is very much, how you're thinking and feeling about how you're thinking about this situation, calm head, clear head. At the base of your issue, you have the Queen of Wands, and in the recent past, you have the Queen of Pentacles. So we'll get to the Queen of Pentacles, and your hopes and desires, you have the Queen of Cups. So very much working with your divine feminine. Let's look at the base of the issue here. So I feel like you are aware of this energy with this Queen of Wands energy. And it's interesting with the Queen of Wands, sometimes this position, it relates to, it can be related to subconscious, and that black cat there with this Queen of Wands energy can represent the shadow side, but the Queen of Wands is master of this. The shadow side is, serving her, not the other way around. And it's only small. She's become this bigger energy, this big creative force in her life that knows where she's going and knows how to strategically plan and get to where she wants to go. She knows how to nurture the right people around her. She knows how to nurture the right direction and approach, the right skills within herself. She knows who to pick, who has the right skills for what she wants. So she very much knows how to get what she wants, this queen. And so it's very much that Emperor energy, because it's such a strong energy, you've pulled in every single resource. And so with this Queen of Wands at the base and the Knight of Swords at the surface, this is the definitely, I know what I want and I know how to nurture it and I know how to get it. And this energy, that very strong block or energy, this masculine energy that's blocking you, you're just like, I'm going to destroy that and I'm not going to let it stop me. And so, I'm bringing in the resources. I'm sending people out. I'm sending out my knight. So this could be putting things into action, but also drawing things to you, using all the resources within yourself and that wonderful ability to get what you want and to nurture what it is that you want, nurture the path forward with this Queen of Wands. So everything's in alignment for you, Scorpio, to overcome this barrier that's there, this block. We have in the recent past, we have this Queen of Pentacles, again, another queen. So, this is a winning card as well in poker, 4 queens. So anyone would be losing against you at this moment in time. And that's what I feel like, this is a winning combination. It feels like you're winning. So the recent past is this Queen of Pentacles, which again is, for some of you, this is a Capricorn. This is real Capricorn energy, but I feel like this is more about you, an internal energy here, that you've actually, this is about building something, nurturing something in your material world. It's, again, the Queen of Pentacles is actually the opposite of the Devil card. So where someone might get stuck and caught into addiction or bad habits or whatever negative relationships, the Queen of Pentacles is the opposite of that. So she actually knows how to pull herself out of that. She knows where to strategically place her money, who she should be investing and trusting in, and how she could be looking after her own health and wellness and her own body. So she's been carefully manicuring her life so that she's in this place where she's feeling pretty stable in a physical sense, like in a physical reality, not only her body, but her surroundings, her work, her money. So it could be in any of those aspects that you've managed to very carefully put in a lot of effort to get to this place of stability. You've been looking after yourself, Scorpio, or looking after certain aspects of your life, because I'm being shown, for some of you, it might be money. For some of you, it might be your body. For some of you, it's all of it. Some of you, it's like your home and your relationships, but it's very much you've been working on certain parts of that to create a stability. And so therefore, that's kind of the energy that is leading into this sense of, now I know very clear mind about what it is that I want, because I know I've managed to overcome the darkness and some things that have a negative hold over me with this Queen of Pentacles. And now I'm in this really good place. And so I'm not letting this energy get in the way, something stopping me of making something a concrete reality. And then the near future, bang, boom, in comes the Empress. You know, this is the divine feminine going, hey, all of this has kind of been like a magic melting pot, and now I'm strong enough to take on the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't mess with that Empress. He now will back away and go, okay, now I'm not going to mess with her. She's my equal and also my counterpart. I know better than that. So you've created enough strength within yourself to overcome any kind of block or barrier that was stopping you, which is really powerful, Scorpio. And so therefore you step into this area of exponential growth, of abundance here with the Empress energy. It's incredibly fertile, but it's like you've just suddenly been promoted. For some of you, this could be a promotion, but it elevated in terms of your power and authority and your ability to, it's like that Queen of Pentacles on steroids. You know, suddenly all those things that you've been nurturing and putting into place and determined to make happen, suddenly you're seeing the fruits of your labor. So really, really positive. For some of you, this is fertility. This could be pregnancy as well. Others, it's an expansion in business. It's bringing in abundance, expansion in the home. There's fertility here. So yeah, it's beautiful energy coming through for you guys. So for you in this scenario, this is you. We have the Four of Swords, which is kind of really interesting energy. And I actually had a moment of this last night in which I thought that's the Four of Swords energy, where I was actually meditating and some events in my life came to me and I rewrote the story and went, normally I'd go down the path of having a negative response to that. But I'm like, hey, let's look at actually what's really happening here. And actually, it's kind of the opposite of what I was thinking. You know, my usual pattern of thinking, it's actually the opposite. And by looking at that truth straight in the face, and sometimes it's hard, but other times it's really empowering and freeing. And you go, okay, now I know what it is that I need to work on. And now I know very clearly what that story is. I've rewritten the story that I was telling myself all that time. And so I needed that time out to be able to contemplate all the space to be able to do that. So that's what I think this energy, it's funny that this is the energy this is you in the spread. So this only came to me last night. It's funny that actually, I had to wait the night to do your reading because that seemed to be quite potent, quite important. For some of you, this is just taking a well-earned rest, taking a break from regathering. There's a period of recovery. There's gathering your strength, which is this whole thing has been like you're building up your strength, but you need a bit of time out. For some of you, this is recovery from ill health as well. So yeah, that's fine because you're just in that stage where you kind of preparing yourself, recovering and gathering your energy for the next phase that's coming in. So the energy around you, the moon energy, so this can be that there can be some people that are not understanding what's going on with you. They might not be, there could be some kind of fear and confusion in your environment that you're dealing with here. And that could be related to that block that's coming up for you, that Emperor energy. So I feel like it's something, the word I was getting was an energy that you might have to tolerate. For some of you, this is very psychic energy, so you could be very intuitive at this time. But the message of the moon is also that this is a cycle. It's just like some people might be being a bit narky or not behaving as they normally would. They could be like a bit argumentative or a bit bitchy or just not understanding. If there's that kind of energy around you, it's because they just kind of don't really understand exactly where you're at this moment in time. There might be people that don't really understand it, and because you're coming on, you're quite strong at this moment in time. Yeah, they kind of might react to that in a very childish kind of small way, a very disempowered way. It's not the bigger, they're not being the bigger self. So yeah, but this too shall pass. It's the moon, so it's a cycle. It might be you have to tolerate some other people's behavior or some chaos for a while around you. But that's okay because I feel like you're strong enough to deal with that, Scorpio. So hopes and fears, here's your fourth queen. The Queen of Cups has come out, and there you go. There's your winning hand. So, this is something that you're hoping is going to bring you some happiness and fulfillment, that you're going to be able to have that contained within yourself. It's something that you can nurture in your life, that you're not reliant on other people. You know who it is in your life. Again, it's this fine tuning and picking of there's this period of picking people or paths or ways of thinking that is actually going to make you happy. So it's this process that you're kind of going through, almost a process of elimination, but definitely picking out what it is that's going to make you happy in your life. So yeah, it's important energy. I think the 4 queens converging is incredibly powerful, and then they turn into the Empress, which is amazing. So as an outcome, here we have the Magician, which is another major arcana, incredibly powerful reading for you guys, Scorpio. So the Magician, here we come at number 1 again, back to you. And this is you regaining your confidence, knowing that you have everything now that you have been. It's interesting because you can see that he's got the pentacle, he's got the cup, he's got the sword, he's got the wand. It's the 4 elements, and that's what we were saying with those 4 queens, that you're hand-picking the things that each queen is very much very discerning in what she chooses and brings in with her into this life. And so that's what you've been doing. You've been handpicking what makes you happy, what's going to bring you stability, what's going to spark your passion and fire and make things happen. There's also the queen, what's going to make your mind feel clear, very nurturing this clear path of your head. So the 4 elements of the queens that you've kind of brought in are suddenly here and convergent and become this magician energy. And the magician is the alchemist. The magician turns something into something else. And so it might turn, a bit of wood into gold. So it's turning something in your life and going, okay, now I have all the resources. I have everything that I need, either within myself. For some of you, it's like nurturing that within you. And some of you, it's nurturing it in your physical world. Okay, I've got that person that I know can do this, and I blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? My money's there. That's all good. And now, everything's in place. You can now move forward into and enact your plan, because the magician and actually change something into something else. So if you kind of got this idea of something you wanted to change a reality or change a element of success, because we've got the Empress coming in, so some kind of abundance coming into your life, you're able to do that. So there's aspects of your life you're able to change. It's very divinely inspired. It's very much you. You have all of this within yourself. And there's a confidence here that there's infinite potential within this state of being. So it's very, very powerful. And it's funny, interesting, because like you can see the infinity sign above the magician's head there. There's all these synchronicities that are happening with this reading for you, Scorpio. And I think that you're going to maybe have one of those very synchronistic times, especially with that moon energy as well. That can also mean that, very psychic and intuitive. But see, the overall card for the reading, the Strength card, and then we have the infinity sign above the maiden's head. So this is Virgo meets Leo, and the maiden meets the lion. The softening, the feminine defeats the masculine, but not only defeats it, suddenly they're working, it calms it down, and suddenly it's all working together. And so it builds this inner resilience here. And so this inner strength, which is what all those queens have been building up inside of you. So it's this real amazing strengthening and this confidence. So it's almost like you're becoming superhuman, Scorpio. It's just infallible. Like it's this real amazing energy. So make the most of it while you're in this state. This energy you can really tap into, and Scorpios you can be so strong. So if you wanted to enact anything, make a big change, see that progress, see whatever it is, now's a really great time to be doing that, to be putting those things in place and to be trying to make that change in your life. Now, here we have the unicorn, and again, the moon, another synchronicity coming up, the moon in the unicorn, and we have the moon card. So, things are kind of happening in 2s or 4s. There's very much very much, yeah. Numbers might actually even be important to you. Just the fact that, yeah, I'm being shown numbers and twos and matching fours. And so things like that might be significant. You might notice weird little things, like you might just be driving down the road and wondering, you know, a clue or a synchronistic idea might come to you and it might have number 44 next to it. And you go, okay, there's the double fours, and for some reason that seems important or synchronistic to you. And that's what this unicorn energy is. This is a magical journey that you're going through. It might even seem, for this period of this moon cycle that we're in, it might actually seem almost unreal because everything is so strong and aligned for you. But really Spirit is saying to you, yeah, go with it, you know, embrace that energy, the unicorn energy. And interesting, some readings of this card is that the unicorn's horn is very phallic and the moon is a very feminine. And so, you know, the whiteness of the unicorn has become this purity. So it's like, again, it's the masculine meets the feminine, but then it transforms like that magician energy into something pure and synchronistic and something alchemical that suddenly transforms into this totally different intuitive magical energy. So, yeah, it's really just, I think there's going to be a few interesting synchronicities, and if some things just kind of seem too weird because it's just you can't believe that's actually true, just go with it. That's the energy of this cycle. So believe in magic, Scorpio, because, yeah, this is now a very potent time to bring some very powerful and positive change and abundance into your life. So I hope that makes sense, because I think it's amazing and really, really incredibly powerful. If you'd like to hear more, please like, subscribe and leave a comment. Take care, Scorpio, and I'll see you next time. Bye.